a genius.
The thing about Gene Kelly for me is that he was a dancer's dancer. He's so athletic, of course. I mean, you've never seen anything like it before. Even in this film, he's doing all those stunts. It's extraordinary. I mean, he's just an athlete, but he also has great range.
The first time I saw Singin' in the Rain, I was, I think, 13 years old. I saw guys dancing. Like, it was just like watching any sport for me. It was like watching Pele play soccer or watching Joe Montana throw a football. You saw such masculinity within the dance.
Gene Kelly was more like a baseball player, like a man's man in his moves. So that really attracted me.
Broadway rhythm, it's got me everybody singing.
As a young kid, I was so into sports and everything, and you get into dance and you're kind of like, oh, this is scary.
When I was dancing in high school, a lot of kids, make fun of you because you're dancing. It's like a sissy thing to do.
There's a lot of like, you know, this isn't for like guys, you know?
You look at someone like Gene Kelly, he's masculine, you know, but he's doing ballet and he's doing, you know, jazz. And when he had this TV show, he talked about how it's a sport.
Gene Kelly has inspired me probably more than anyone in my life.
It gave me the confidence, like, yeah, I can be known as like masculine and dance this style and make it look cool.
It was important to me, I guess, because I come from Pittsburgh, you know, and Gene Kelly's from Pittsburgh. And when I was dancing in Pittsburgh, you know, I was often compared to him. I remember there's a big article in the Pittsburgh paper when I was a kid. I was like 16, and there was an article that said, will he be the next Gene Kelly? So for me, you know, it was everything, you know, Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly just had that smoothness about him. He floated when he danced, and it's so fluid. You can't even sit there and watch and try to go, oh, it's this move and this move and this move. It's just this one fluid story that he tells throughout his entire dances.
I think he also had some incredible style. Just that smile, the charm of it. You know, he loved to dance. He always throws his head back when he's dancing, which I just love.
Gene Kelly is so sexy. He dances with such male bravado.
Fred Astaire, of course, is always compared with Gene Kelly. Fred Astaire was the top hat and tails. Gene Kelly was the working man's dancer. People talk about Fred Astaire being incredibly detailed, but I feel that Gene Kelly was too, in his way. But there's a guts to his dancing, like it's the last time he's gonna dance, that passion I love.
With Gene Kelly's movements, it seemed like any old person watching the film could pick up and do the dance steps. It just seemed a little bit more, oh, I could do that maybe if I had a few moments to rehearse that. There was a ruggedness about his performance. There was a realness about his performance.
When I did a number in the Legion of Extraordinary Dancers, it's called Elliot's Shoes, and the influence really came from Gene Kelly. You know, how he would play a little bit of physical comedy into his dance, but also give that strong masculine feel while telling a story.
I think Gene Kelly was the great original triple threat, and that's actor, singer, and dancer.
If you consider yourself an artist, in that time, you know, you had to be a triple threat, had the ability to do it all. And to me, he was the only person really to possess kind of like the fourth trait, also to be a man. You know, to see him have this very joyous moment, it spoke an emotion, yet a strength that I'd never seen in film.
I walk down the lane with a happy refrain, just singing, singing in the rain.
Gene Kelly knew you were going to stare at him and watch him. He knew that. You either have it or you don't. And that's why when he started to create the dances that he did, he always knew how to make his partner shine, how to lean back in such a way and say, you're the star. He was brilliant at that.
He drove the people, but he drove himself as much, if not more, than he drove the people. And he always had the ultimate good of the project in mind.
That is what these young choreographers and directors and dancers can take away from Singin' in the Rain. The honesty that Gene Kelly brought to those rehearsals. the tenacity to know that you could make things better and take it to the next level.
Singin' in the Rain has left such a giant footprint on movies and musicals today. And I can tell you personally, from personal experience, everything we did in High School Musical is because of Gene Kelly. High School Musical 2 had a baseball number, and it was called I Don't Dance. That was inspired by Gene Kelly.
The number is supposed to be Lucas Graybill's character teaching my character how to dance through baseball. And before we did the number, Kenny came up to us and told us the inspiration for the number itself.
Gene Kelly used to work with Frank Sinatra, and Frank didn't want to dance in any film. And so Gene Kelly said, well, I'll show you how to dance. What do you love? And he said, I love baseball.
So he actually took him out onto the baseball field and through the movements of baseball, taught Frank Sinatra how to dance.
You know, natural thought processes and natural physical ability, whether it's baseball or, you know, just sheer anger, how do you turn it into dance? How do you find the dance within the activity? You know, because dance is everywhere. And that's what Gene Kelly was so good at.
I met Gene Kelly because I was friends with his kids. I went to parties at his house when I was in high school that the kids would have, and he was just a cool man. But one of my greatest memories was when I was dancing on the Oscars in 1990 for Paula Abdul, who was the choreographer at the time. Paula and Gene were very close, and he came to rehearsal and watched us all dance, and in my head I was going, am I really dancing for Gene Kelly right now? Like, there's no possible way that this is happening. And he loved it, and he loved all of us, and because we were all just a bunch of crazies and killing ourselves for him.
All I ever wanted to do is do something that I could actually gift Gene Kelly. So I created an animated character named MC Scat Cat. And I wanted to do an homage when he was dancing with the little mouse. And when the video was done, I sent it to Gene Kelly with a letter saying that this is my gift to you for all the gifts you've given me. And miraculously, within 72 hours, I got a call that Gene Kelly wants to meet me. I was sweating bullets. I was so nervous to meet. He was a legend to me. When I did get to meet him, it was as if we'd known each other forever. We became two friends, two dancers that were just constantly chatting back and forth and answering and asking questions. After I had that first meeting at his home, we'd have tea every week for the last 2.5 years of his life. It was magical. It's a very fond memory. It's probably one of my first vivid memories. I was all of 4 years old. I remember sitting on the carpet, and my mom and dad said I was so fixated that at one point after I saw him dance, I went and kissed the television set, and I said, "That's my dad." And my father said, "Excuse me, Paula." And I turned around and he said, "I'm your father. That can be your TV dad." And I blame Gene Kelly for me falling in love with him and the art of MGM musicals.
You are my lucky